Well, Stevie, what do we say? Minute to go and you're already celebrating, I would think.
Yeah, it's difficult to try and put into words, and I'll be careful what I say. You see things in football all your days, and you see good results, good performances, difficult results, bad performances, but I don't think I've ever seen that before. To be so far in front of a game. Yeah, it's heading off, but before this heading off, we're so far in front, we're 11 men. Second half, it was, if they say the boxing match, they've been stopped, but as the game goes to the death, it goes to 92, 93, 94 minutes at times, and we switched off twice. I dare say the referee helped him with the first one because it wasn't a free kick. I was right behind it, and Paul Keane goes and top the ball and gives him it. We've no lined the ball up right. But even at that, you should see similar seconds to go, and last time he was with a penalty kick, so a bit like disappointing because my team were really good today, and that's the frustrating thing.
Yeah, it's a very good goal. The opening goal in particular was a beauty. A run from the halfway line and then a beautiful curling drive.
Yeah, Sam Stanton's been terrific since he came here. He's got a terrific ability. We asked him before the game maybe to try and get some more goals into his game, and the first one was outstanding. It's fit enough to win any game, and it should have won the game because at that point we're so far in front. It feels like defeat, and it feels really hard at the moment, but we just have to pick ourselves back up again, because the performance was really, really good.
Andrew Stirling is quite immense when he's running with that ball, and his delivery as well is special.
Yeah, he's been terrific form of late, and I've worked with Andy also in the past, and I think his form now is as good as I've seen him. He's been a terrific servant to me, and I think he's been terrific out there. And he's in that difficult park, and he was outstanding. And that's the difficult thing because we had a lot of good performances today, and it's been marred by a crazy 3 minutes.
And it makes the end of the season still tight. It's such an exciting league, but you wouldn't want it to be as tight, obviously, but good for fans in general. Yeah,
I think that regardless of what happened today, I think there's a lot of points to play for. We've still got a full round of games to go, so a lot of twists and turns. That certainly put us in a strong position, but there's a lot of games to go. So it's like any game, we never get carried away too much when we win, and never too disappointed. I probably sound not disappointed, and rightly so, but a lot of games to play. It's a competitive league, terrific league. The fact that we're very competitive and doing really well is credit to all the players and staff here, and we just have to try and see it through.
Tough one there today, absolutely tough. Weather conditions not great to start with, underfoot terrible, and then playing into a howling gale in the first half.
Yeah, I think everything's got to be put in context. We tried to change a lot of things around just because we'd Ross Dockery sent off after 20 minutes, or before that even. And it made it very, very difficult because, you look at Clyde score today after 120 minutes, they get beat 4-0 or 4-1 or something like that. So it's not easy for players to come back from that. Then we actually, when we did make a change, I didn't want to take Farid off because I thought he was doing fine, and I'm looking forward to seeing him and Moore together. But, we had to change something, and we thought we started the second half really well, and a really pivotal moment in the game. It's a stonewall penalty kick for us. It's an utter stonewall penalty kick. The guys handled it away. After that, it was just basically, it was a miracle. They deserved the lead, whether they cut us open enough to warrant 2 goals, but we certainly felt we should have prevented the first one. But then to come back at the end says an awful lot for them. We know what we've got to do. We've not been beat at home. We've not been away from home since October. We've got to start turning draws into wins. But today was definitely, it was a point gained.
So what do you do for the team now? I think we'll take a good rise from that. Just that last 5 minutes, managing to get back in there, that'll be very good for them because their heads did seem to drop after a wee while.
Well, I think when the second goal went in, but they picked themselves up and went again, and they got a lifeline from Michael's excellent free kick. But I've got to say, I thought we started the second half a better team. I thought we should have had a penalty. Nicky Devlin got to the line, Paul Kearney got to the line with cutting balls across, Moore just get blocked for a chance from Nicky's cutback. So I don't think there's much wrong with that. You've got to understand these boys, what they did during the week. They never played that well, but it was 120 minutes and that's the tough. I think our fans, who were magnificent today, should just be going home unbelievably proud, not really caring about the wherewithal of beautiful football. We got a draw against one of our chief rivals with 2-0 down with 2 minutes to go, and that's fantastic.
Now the other thing was when the penalty was given, Did you know who was going to go for that penalty? Because we watched Moody suddenly, it was like dagger eyes, saw the ball, went for it.
Yeah, we were shouting on Michael Rose or Craig Moore. You know, the funny thing was, after we scored, I looked at the back and I shouted Conrad Ballatoni to go forward, and he was already forward without me even shouting. So the actual move for the second goal was just fantastic. On that pitch, it was great. But it was a strange game, you know, as much as we try to analyse it. It was very hard being down to 10 men for 80% of the game. Very, very difficult for our players. But, you know, we're still right in things, and we've got 2 big games at Somerset coming up. Got to go and try and win them both.
Yeah, no rest for the wicked, next week especially.
No, but you know, I'm looking forward to seeing Farid and Craig Moore playing together. I really am. So hopefully they'll give the other teams problems.
And we need that support again. We need it.
The support was fantastic. I mean, they never turned that. I think there's a recognition that it was tough for the players. I mean, but to give them that type of lift in the last 2 or 3 minutes of the game was, they're away home, and I'm sure they'll be delighted, and so am I.